they truly value. So that's the number one reason that a lot of people don't. They say they want this. They say they want a greater life, but they do nothing. They spend every weekend binge watching Netflix, scrolling social media, hanging out, partying, doing the same old things over and over and expecting a different result, which is called insanity. And so they're always talking about how they're going to create this great life, but your actions are not showing that you want that. You don't value that because you're not willing to pursue it. So that's first of all. Another reason people don't do anything is because of fear. We've heard that fear is false evidence appearing real. I call fear a debilitating emotion that drains your dreams and aborts your potential. And so fear is one of the greatest culprits and cripplers that stands in the way of change and progress in the lives of most people. A lot of times it comes out in the forms of excuses and all of the reasons why you can't have this and you can't do that. And what it really boils down to is most people are afraid. And what I tell people is that you have to be willing to take action regardless of the fear. It doesn't matter what it feels like or what it looks like. You have to be willing to act on what it is that you want to see achieved in your life, because all achievement begins with action. And so some people don't value it enough. Some people are afraid, and some people are lacking tools and information. And, you know, I know a lot of times why I was not making progress because of a lack of tools and information. And the reality is that we live in the information age. We live in the digital age, the information revolution. And the reality is that what we don't know can be a stumbling block, but doesn't have to. In other words, we live in an era where we have the ability to access whatever information we need to get us from where we are to where we want to be. The problem is that most people are too lazy, so they'll keep telling themselves what they don't know, but they won't pursue the information. The information might be in a book. The information might be in a $5,000 program, a $10,000 seminar. It might be at a networking event. It might be at a luncheon or a special meeting with a mentor or coach in your life. But wherever that information is, you got to put yourself in the environment where you can access it. All evolution in life, I want you to get this, begins with understanding the power of environment. Write that down. All evolution in your life will begin with the ability to perceive and understand the power of environment. If you want to change the seasons of your life, it begins with environment. And so a lot of times we're saying a lot of things about why we don't have this, why we don't have that, why this is not happening or manifesting in our lives. And the reality is that you need new information. Old information will never unlock new doors and new opportunities. And so get access to the information that you need that's going to move you from where you are to where it is that you want to be in your life. And that, for so many people, is one of the greatest barriers and opposition to the life that they want. And then I would add this. We said that oftentimes people just don't value it enough. We talked about the fear. We talked about the not always having access to the information. And then the last part I will add to this, why some people never really make progress in their lives, is because they won't make the investment. Some people even know where the information is. They know that the program might be $5,000, the seminar might be $10,000, the luncheon may cost them time, the networking may cost them time, but they're not willing to make investments. And you don't improve your life without investments. Good intentions don't improve your life. In fact, good intentions will ultimately lead you to a life of aborted potential and possibilities. And so it's not enough to have a good intention. You have to be willing to make the investments to move you from where you are to where you want to be. Every next dimension in life will demand a different version of you. And in order to get to a different version, you have to develop, and all development requires investments. It's one of the reasons I wrote the book, Honor, the Law That Governs Greatness, my 9th book, because how do we move from prophetic potentiality into prophetic reality. We do it through prophetic development. And so many people in the world today want to be great, but they don't want to be developed. And your value, your contribution to the trajectory of history and humanity is shaped by your development. Let me say that again. Your contribution to the trajectory of humanity is shaped by your development. And so all these people say they're going to be great, they're going to do X, Y, Z, but how are you going to do it without development? You have to develop to become a greater version of yourself. And as you develop, your value increases, and the contribution that you are able to make to the world increases as well. And so your life rises and falls in proportion to your development. I want you to write that down. Your life rises and falls in proportion to your development. We have a lot of people in positions of leadership, but they're not making an impact. You can fill a position and not occupy a position. Now, I won't go that deep into that because I've delved into that in a few of my books, but it's a difference between having a placeholder in a position and having somebody with the capacity to truly function and operate in a position. We have a lot of people filling positions, but they can't occupy it. And they can't occupy it because they have not developed. And when you have people in positions that have not developed, you stagnate and you paralyze the progress of organizations, nations, governments, enterprises. Nothing is able to reach its full level of maturity and growth and development because everything rises and falls on your development as an individual. And so that's another discussion for another day. But our dreams only look unreachable because we have obscured vision and undeveloped potential. As you heard me say so many times on this podcast, where there is no vision, where there is no prophetic utterance, the people cast off restraints and run wild. For so many years, I have had the pleasure of connecting with people in government and high positions around the world, and I always tell them, we don't have a gang problem, we don't have a gun problem, we don't have a prostitution problem, we don't have a poverty problem. What we have is we have a vision problem. And because we have a generation of people that have no vision for their lives, the aftermath of that is all of this chaos and things that begins to unfold in our cities. We need people that live their lives with a sense of vision and a sense of purpose. And so our dreams only look unreachable because our vision is obscured. And I want to challenge you to begin to evaluate and look at the areas of your life where your vision has become obscured, and it also looks unreachable because of undeveloped potential. Current state, you don't have what you need to get there, but if you will develop, you will have exactly what you need to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And so if you want to cross the gulf from your present reality to infinite possibilities, then you must become more. I always tell people this: if you want to increase your value in the marketplace or whatever you're attempting to do, you have to become more. And in order to become more, you have to be willing to grow and develop more. Write that down. In order to become more, you have to begin to develop and grow more, because the value that you bring to any organization or anything that you're doing is the direct result of your commitment to personal growth and development. Let me say that again. The value you bring to any endeavor, project, initiative, enterprise, government, nation, business is the direct result of your commitment to personal growth and development. This is what I know to be true. Low personal growth and low personal development will result in a low-impact leader and a low-impact life. Write that down. Low investment in personal growth and development will result in a low-impact leader and a low-impact life. And so what we have is people that are making no significant investments in personal growth and development, but they want to be great and they want to shake the world. And they come to me, and I'm not impressed because you